Right, this is a quick walk around video of a Honda Accord. This is a 2.4 EX automatic. As you can see here, registered PF59VBK. A very low mileage car, just 26,000 miles on the clock, which I'll verify the exact mileage on in a second. And lovely ownership. It's only had the two owners, but it's one family actually. It looks like husband and wife. And a beautiful Honda service history, which again I'll detail in a second. Just going to go around the car, and what I normally do with these videos, I normally do them after the car's been obviously prepared, valeted, and everything else, but I thought in this case I'll just do it exactly as the car came to us, so this is totally unprepared. Just to come to the front of the car here, offside of the vehicle, headlights and fog lights are in perfect condition. A few tiny little stone chips, which again will be touched in, but just to show there's a minuscule amount there. Bottom of the car looks pretty much blemish free in terms of any stone chipping on there at all. Offside front wing, again cannot see a mark on there. You've got a really nice Yokohama tyre on the car. Alloy on the wheel, alloy wheel on the car. Does have a little bit of stone curbing there, just to show you, just a little bit on the outside edge there, and a tiny bit on the one of the spokes. Tyre, got about 4 or 5 millimeters at least on there. Panel work is absolutely superb. Wing mirror and indicator repeater completely unmarked, but I cannot see a mark really on the paintwork on the vehicle, on the actual sort of the body panels at all on this offside of the car. Rear tyre, Goodyear, so again another very nice make, and again just a bit of curbing actually on the outside of the wheel there, so you have got a little bit of curbing there. Tyre itself looks almost like brand new. There must be about sort of 7 or 8 millimeters of tread on there. But exterior eyes, I cannot see a blemish down this side. Let's come down here as well to show just how crisp the panel work is. There's not an indentation or car parking dink on there at all. Around the back of the car, rear bumper with its colour coded parking sensors, pretty much unmarked there. Can't see anything there to report at all. Near side of the vehicle, also just worth pointing out, it's genuine 2.4, so you've got the twin exhausts on the back there. Near side of the car, again incredibly clean and crisp. Can't realistically see any indentations on there. Again, a Goodyear tyre which matches the other rear tyre, again as with the other one, sort of 6 or 7 millimeters of tread. And the alloy on the side, very good, just a tiniest little bit of curbing right down the bottom there. But the actual spokes is better than the other side, to be honest with you. Panel work again in absolutely fabulous condition, it really is. And obviously we'll give it a good sort of polish and mop, so that any sort of light marks will come off, but there's very few of any note. Final tyre, again Yokohama to match the other front one. It's always a good sign of the ownership that they've matched the tyres on each axle. And the alloy wheel again in very good condition on this side actually. But exterior wise, absolutely superb condition, it really is. Coming into the boot area, huge boot on these Accords, they really are massive. Got these little pull those and it'll drop those seats in the back there. You've got a 60-40 split. Up high you've got your CD-ROM or your DVD-ROM for the sat-nav system, which all works absolutely perfectly. But it's all in super condition, and again especially considering we've not touched this car in any way, shape or form. Right, so near side rear door card looks absolutely like new, can't find a mark on that anywhere. Inside the back of the car, leatherwork is in absolutely pristine condition. It really just doesn't look on the back seat as though anyone's ever really sat in the back of the car. Absolutely wonderful. You can come across here, offside door card at the rear, again completely unmarked, really is super condition. Right, driver's door card, again as with the others, really top condition. If anyone's going to show anywhere, this one will be it, because obviously it's the one that's most regularly used, but I can't really see anything on there to note at all. Very high quality plastics used on these Accords. Sill area all very good. Car benefits from an original set of Honda car mats inside the car. Obviously electric driver seat, heated as well, but the seat, as you'd expect given the mileage, absolutely superb condition, it really is. Likewise, come across to the passenger seat, just looks pristine, absolutely superb. I'm just going to pan up a second. Obviously EX spec, so you've got the electric sunroof. Press the button up there, to open it, and then opens and shuts. It all works absolutely perfectly. I'm inside the car now. Obviously the engine's running on the vehicle. I'm just going to pan across this wonderful dashboard. It's beautifully built and in absolutely fantastic condition. Up nice and high, you've got this sat-nav system, so I'm just going to shut the sunroof there a second, or the blind. Works absolutely perfectly. And then if I pop the car into reverse, you've got a nice parking camera as well, which works absolutely perfectly again on the car. Coming down, all the controls, all the buttons work superbly on the vehicle. I checked the air conditioning on the following test drive, again works absolutely superbly. But really speaking, you're going to be hard pressed to find an Accord in better condition than this anywhere. Coming across, obviously multifunction steering wheel, we've got audio top left, cruise control top right, hands-free functions top bottom left, and information display systems controls on the bottom right there. Come to the dashboard here, 26,753 miles. No warning lights on the car at all. This video, although it comes before the road test, was actually done slightly after, which is why the mileage is in that way, that particular order. Down here, all the controls, electric wing mirrors, electric memory seats, and electric window switches there as well. Power folding wing mirrors, just to show they all work absolutely perfectly. Just quickly show you also, we've got the full owner's manual pack for the car. Locking wheel nut set there and intact, and we've got the Eastern European sat-nav disc. Obviously the Western European disc is currently in the vehicle. Right, finally just come to the ownership of the car. Again, absolutely superb. You can see there's just had one former owner, which was Dr. Epstein, and the following owner was actually Mrs. Epstein, so it's actually been in the same family from new. Just quickly come down here. Service history book shows 4 service stamps, all done by the Honda main dealers, as you can see there. So it's an absolutely superb ownership and history of the vehicle. Right, this is a road test video for a Honda Accord. It's a 2.4 EX automatic. Car is registered PF59VBK, and the current mileage on the car, if I can see it in a second, is 26,742 miles. Reason for the road test, very simple. We're now selling to people from all over the near continent and the extremes of the UK, so we feel it's only right if you're willing to invest the time and energy and money to come and see us. The least we can do is to show you the car in operation that you come to see, and we can also then report back on any issues with the vehicle that we may have found. Hopefully not, especially given the mileage on this particular car, the type of car it is. What I try and do on these brief road tests is just to go through the same kind of things that you'd do yourself if you're going to come and drive the car, and just go through them one by one, and just to hopefully give you any reassurance you may need. Just a quick background to the car, which may have come on the video before this. Obviously quite a unique car in the sense that, the mileage is so low on the vehicle. Wonderful ownership, a full Honda service history. The car actually shows 2 owners, as it may have said previously, but it's actually the same family as husband and wife, I guess. So it's been in the same family from new. I always start with the engines on the vehicle. 2.4 litre VTEC engine. You've got nearly 190 horsepower. A genuinely very quick car. This particular one sat to idle now. Idles absolutely beautifully. There's no strange noises. It pulls exactly as I'd expect of one of these engines, absolutely beautifully. A really lovely crisp throttle response. Touch the throttle and it's gone. Not like modern turbos where you've got to wait a little bit, then you've got kind of all or nothing for a few thousand revs. This one will go hammering around to over 7,000 RPM if you want it to, and it pulls strongly and sounds sweet in a way that a turbo just can't. Again, it exhibits no vibrations back through the car at all. It's a wonderful unit. I mean, they don't really get fully run until they've hit about 40,000 miles anyway, but it's immediately driving the car, it just feels exactly what it is, a very low mileage car that just drives absolutely like new. The car then goes through to this automatic gearbox even. Really lovely box, very well engineered. A typical Honda gearbox, Very smooth shifting, very mechanical in its feel. It's really lovely in that respect. Just feels really nicely done. There's no clonks or bangs in the drivetrain. There's no delays, driveline shunt or otherwise in the car. So it's going to whiz by. Just shows you how good that engine is. And it works really well. There's no strange clonks when you put it into gear. Nothing like that at all. So in terms of the powertrain of the car, which I'll come back to more in a second, faultless, utterly faultless. No warning lights on the dashboard at all. Steering the car tracks bullet straight. There's no, it doesn't deviate from its given path. It's not even the merest hint of wear in the steering of the car at all. It really isn't. I mean, there's no vibrations at speeds. It's utterly precise, really, really, really lovely in the way it kind of goes about its business. You know, certainly one of the very nicest of these new generation electric power steering systems, of which I'm not a huge fan, but this is a really well done example of it. Chassis of the car, suspension, you can hear it go over bumps as you should, but again, just nowhere. This is going to be an ongoing theme with this road test, unfortunately. Just a really lovely, smooth riding car, very, very precise handling, and it just, I'm not sensing any kind of shudders or clonks or light metallic noises underneath the car that suggest there's even a hint of wear in it at all. Brake pedal, just touch the brakes, rock solid, absolutely perfect brake pedal on the car. Can't fault it. Again, no vibrations, no pulsing through the brake pedal of the car. Obviously, automatics are slightly harder on their brakes than a manual car, and this one is, you know, it's been kept in really, really fine order. Whilst I'm driving at speed, I'm also listening out for kind of, you know, wind noises that shouldn't be there, where maybe there's a ceiling or a sunroof or windscreen or a window that isn't fitted quite right. But no, I can't detect anything at all. It's utterly silent in here. Exactly the noise levels I'd expect to see in this car, or hear in this car rather. Interior of the car is in wonderful condition. It really is. It's just like sitting in a brand new car. You know, this car has not been cleaned. It arrived with us literally about 15 minutes ago. So you're seeing it, as far as you possibly can on the video, kind of in the raw, and it's wonderful in here. All the plastics are in really fine order. It's a beautifully built car anyway. It really is in superb condition. Lovely high up. Sat-nav system works brilliantly well. Everything I've pressed thus far on the test drives worked absolutely fantastic. Just going to change a couple of modes on the ventilation system 1 second. Just turn that down and then turn that up. Just want to check the air conditioning. Sure enough, blowing out lovely ice cold air out of the air conditioning system, so that works absolutely perfectly. We check those anyway, but I like to do it myself so I can report back to our mechanic if we need to get them regassed or otherwise. But all the switch gears, absolutely top condition. Very, very, very high quality. You know, forget what you hear about BMW, Mercedes, Audi. Yeah, they're nice cars, they drive very well. I'm not putting them down in any way, shape or form. But I'm going to be brutally honest, you know, 10 years down the line, Hondas in the real world of motoring really do hold together but better than virtually any other car. They are an astonishingly good car in every respect. Not just the mechanicals that everyone knows Honda are good at, but the interiors on these. I drove one of these recently, which was offered on part exchange, which had done nearly 200,000 miles, and apart from a little bit of wear on the volume control, I couldn't see a hint of wear inside the car at all. But these cars, in terms of their drive, absolutely brilliant. I'm hugely biased on these 2.4s. I think as an engine, as a combination of engine and gearbox, there just isn't a better car on the road. It just works absolutely beautifully. You've got an engine that's, you know, as smooth as any 6-cylinder I've driven behind, but without the laziness of revving. It's such a zingy, strong, sweet revving engine through a lovely gearbox. And what is so good about it is that, you know, we've got a 2-litre version in stock, an automatic one currently, at least anyway, which is a lovely car to drive, and there's nothing wrong with it. They just drive beautifully. If you're just driving, tootling around like this, absolutely fine. But on day-to-day driving, if you're doing any kind of miles at all, I really love this 2.4, because it actually gives, in my with personal experience of them, better economy than the 2 litres, because you're just not having to drive the car as hard, you're not changing gear as much in the gearbox, so there's less mechanical wear going through them. But it's more about just how easy it is to drive. It's just so soothing. So you put your foot down, you get instant response. You go like the tractor earlier. If you just want to zing past something, put your foot down. You don't have to floor it and go. But it just goes. It generally is a quick car. But it's as quick as you want it to be. It can saunter around at lovely low speeds like this, and you can just relax and take in the day, and beautiful spring day like today. Or if you're in a bit of a hurry, you can push on, and you've got this wonderful chassis, which is just so well thought out and totally underrated. I loathe and despise virtually every car magazine going, because all they do is they do the same old thing. They'll test a brand new car. I don't know whether they're getting assistance for inverted commas from manufacturers, but it just seems strange to me that these things drive so well. You've got the Octavia on front there, which is a good car, Passat based or whatever, but they're flaccid by comparison to these things. They're horrible, soft, wallowy things. These have stood the test of time better than any of those cars, and I stand by that. The BMW's a great car on brand new tyres, on brand new shock absorbers with low mileage. 7-8 years down the line, unless they've been absolutely stunningly maintained, they can they don't drive anything like as well. This is just a brilliant car. It really is. When you think that the price we're asking now clearly is a used car, even with low mileage, it's way less than half its original price, but with next to no mileage on the car, you're buying a car which has got massive specification, absolutely perfect ownership credentials, and just drives. If I could find an issue with the car, I will tell you. I cannot, and I have done on previous videos, so it's not just me just promoting the car. If I can find a fault with the car, I am out to do it, because I'll report it back to my mechanic as well. But there is nothing on the car that you should worry about. If there's anything on this short road test or anything on the advert of the car that we've missed, then please don't hesitate to call. But based on what I've driven so far, you'll be coming, whether it be 10 minutes or hours up the road, a really fine car.